I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Bag it. I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is freaking awesome.
Before we start, I would like to thank you all for the support that you give me, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Also, I would like to thank Gaijin for providing the awesome dank meme machine that you will see today. Hello you filthy superior Trump lovers. Today we take a look at what's probably the best low tier seal clubber in existence. The 75mm gun motor carriage M8A1, or simply known as, you know, the good M8, is a tier 1 battle rating 2.7 American light tank destroyer. It weighs 15.5 tons and is powered by a 457 horsepower engine. That gives it an awesome power to weight ratio of 29.3 horsepower per ton. And this engine will get you up to 61 kilometers an hour forwards and 16 kilometers an hour backwards, and you will hit those speeds on any terrain very quickly. With some awesome mobility like this, make sure to know how to control your tank properly, because every time you turn, it will feel like it's Tokyo Drift all over again. Hashtag maximum drifter. Reviewing the armor will be pretty easy. In short,
That shit is fucking trash, dog.
it doesn't have any. It's basically 23mm thick everywhere and won't stop anything harder than a fucking vegetable thrown on your little American ass. Now, what about the gun? Well, the standard M8 is already good with a gun shorter than your dick. So how do you think a high velocity 75mm gun would perform at tier 1? You're right, it's soapy as f. I mean, it works as intended. On a more serious note, the 75mm gun can be depressed by 10 degrees and elevated by 30 degrees, you know, just in case you need to shoot down the fucking International Space Station or some shit like that. It can fire a few different rounds, but the only one you will ever use is the M61 shot, because with 90mm of penetration, it can go through anything you meet at this battle rating and free the living shit out of any commie motherfucker in one shot. And if you are wondering, yes, this is the same shell and guns that you will find in a Shaman, because the M8 is result of Daddy M4 Shaman and Mommy M18 Hellcat having a wild night and decided to have bud sex without a gun condom. 9 months later, this M8 came out of the Hellcat's ass. Now, how do you play this tank? Let me show you. First, you load a full ammo rack, because you simply don't give a fuck, and even like this, you won't get ammo in your turret. After that, you tell every other round to go build a wall instead of being fucking useless. Then you go on the battlefield. When you spawn, you don't go for the cap, instead you flank and use your godlike mobility to go in spots where the enemy don't expect you. Keep them guessing, get a few shots out, and then find a new spot. Always use the terrain as your advantage, and make sure to move if you get spotted. Your armor is pretty much inexistent, and your crew is stacked up together, so you have to make sure to never take a hit. Otherwise you will be turned into a 15.5 tons pile of metal and shit. With your dank mobility, you go on the sides of the map and rely on your gun to save your ass, but make sure to have your hull turned towards the enemy, because your turret traverses shit, and if an enemy on your side kills your driver, just go back to the fucking hangar, because you won't have any chance to get your gun on target before the next fucking solar eclipse. Anyway, when you find an enemy, shoot the center of his tank, so the freedom-filled shell can kill most of the crew, or detonate some ammo racks. Repeat the process until you run out of ammo, or unlock the nuclear bomb. With this tank, you have to play like a M18 Hellcat, but against retarded players that don't know how this game works. If you get spotted, don't be a greedy cunt, and run away. If you are greedy, you will die. So if you want to dispense more dank memes per game, play this tank carefully, make sure to be a sneaky motherfucker, and play in the most unfair way as possible. You're just like a generous ammo god. You give, but don't want anything in return. Talking about being generous, you should also use your top mounted 50 caliber as much as possible. You can free the living shit of a lot of lightly armored tanks with it, and it will save your ass more than once. The only problem is that unlike any other tank, this machine gun is not operated by the commander, because there isn't any. So if you're gonna die, you're just a sitting duck with no way to defend yourself. Once you successfully nuke Japan and the war is over, go back to the hangar and upgrade your crew, starting by weapon reloading, leadership, tank driving for better drifter, and better mobility, and after that go for vitality for everyone. Because this tank is a ultra rare premium lawnmower, you don't need to research any parts, so you can enjoy more time on the battlefield. Once you are ready, make sure that you elect Trump as a president, and prepare for the next world war. Just kidding. Overall this tank is fucking awesome, and a bit OP if I'm honest. The amazing mobility combined with the even better gun makes this thing basically a low tier premium Hellcat. It has to be played carefully, but once you know how to be good with it, you will rate the enemy team until they just leave the tank when you look in their general direction. Oh by the way, this tank could be obtained in 2015 with the Christmas event, or in 2016 with Warbans. I don't know if it will be available in the future, and I got it by sucking off Gaijin's dick. I mean asked kindly if they could help me. Now that you know how to play the M8 Seal Clubber, get out there and make America great again, and show those commie motherfuckers what freedom really means.